To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Good morning, everybody. I'll call the meeting to order. We have a quorum. I will take a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on it? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Rich is not here today. Drainage. We had some drainage claims, correct?
Make a motion to approve the drainage funds.
Well,
Second it.
I have a motion and a second to approve drainage claims. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Claims. I'll take a motion to approve the claims.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the claims. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Is there any reports today?
No.
How about payroll eligibility?
Only for public health.
No. Okay. I'll make a motion for the payroll
Is there,
eligibility.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve the payroll eligibility claim or reports. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
New hires.
They might be back at full
I
staff.
think that's full again, yeah. We approved it. We'll need it. Okay. Once.
Oh. Any liquor license?
No, no fireworks, I forgot to drop it.
You find anything out about Nikon?
Oh, no, I'm still working with Tim on that. I'll try to get hold of him again this week.
And we got a real estate person.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Next, we have an agreement between Worth County and the Worth County Development Authority on the economic development.
That's just that agreement. I sent it to you guys earlier this week with,
It is in here.
oh. Okay.
I know I had that all weekend.
With, agreement with WCDA for, a grant to, reduce the price of those lots out of the interchange, so we just have to
Vote and sign.
vote and sign, I suppose.
No,
We need a- Do we have a motion on this?
Yep.
You make the motion?
I will make the motion.
I'll
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Two.
Hold on,
Whoops.
before we go off that, sorry, what?
What happens if the Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission doesn't like this?
It's, I'm pretty sure it's, that's dead, but it's been approved by their attorney, so I think they just put that in the agreement, but.
I don't think they would give us a check.
Right, yeah. Deb wanted, it had to go through there before she would go any further.
Right.
I would think it's already been approved, but we got to check on it.
Yeah.
Certainly, go ahead.
On that development, I've been talking with Jeff on reducing the prices, which means we have to do public hearing again. And he was asking if we want to leave those prices the same and not do a public hearing until someone makes us an offer, or do we want to set the price like we did before and set it as an absolute, where the only reason we would ever have to do another public hearing on top of that is if we change the price. But I think either way, we've got to set the prices. We've got to reduce them by 900,000
I would say,
across the board.
if we gotta do it twice, we gotta do it twice. I mean, this way it's out there, it's,
Right,
it's makes more.
Full disclosure,
yeah. It's, and then if somebody comes in and buys it over, it's fine. If not, the lots are individually priced. Or,
Cost us a little more time, so
Mhm.
that doesn't make any difference.
okay. So I told them I'd mention it to you guys, and if we get,
No, I think we
We
need.
may not go back to that price we had on them originally either.
well,
If it-
yeah, no, it'll be the new price reduced. That's
Yeah.
what they'll be listed for, advertised for. That's what our public hearing will say. He was just wondering if there was gonna be any negotiations on the sale. Well, the first time we did it, if there was any negotiation, we would have to do it
So we gotta
again.
do it in.
But I think we still gotta put the actual price of everything out there.
How can we promote the reduction without doing it?
That's exactly, so that's what we wanna do, because we want to get those things
Well,
sold, so.
you know, Melissa and whoever else is working on this, to be able to say, this is where we're at, you know, when we have somebody come look or somebody calls, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I would say get her done.
so you're gonna do it pro rata, or are you gonna leave it off of some of the prime lots or whatever?
No,
I've
thought
got-
about that.
I've got numbers for all the way across the board. It was 66%, so it was what, 34% reduction basically.
Okay.
And took it off of every lot. If
Yeah.
that's what you guys think,
No, I would, you know,
unless,
that keeps them, because they were all valued different anyway, so. Keeps it
Yeah.
the same, and somebody wants a little bit cheaper lot.
right,
then we get
there's,
started.
there's one down next to Diamond Joe's building is a cheap lot right on the corner down. But then you get the ones up right along the interstate, are gonna be a little higher price, but it boils down to is the average square foot goes down to like 179 for an average, for like the entire average across the entire thing.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's taking them down evenly by 34%.
That's the way I guess I do it.
Okay,
Now let's get the process going.
okay, I got to Jeff, I just gotta let him know that if that's what you guys wanna do, that he can get the paperwork together, bring it to us, and then we can post it.
Yeah.
Set a public hearing date and do all that. So I'll tell them to continue with the paperwork. So,
Yep, that sounds fine. Melissa, are you on?
Morning.
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 I will be in Des Moines tomorrow and the next day. But other than that, I think I've just been working with AJ on the lot prices.
Okay. Good.
Any questions for her, guys?
I don't have any questions right now.
Neither do I. Nope.
Good.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah.
EMS continued discussion. I did find out that Northwood did go with, they signed a agreement with,
Townships.
the towns, they're waiting, the city of Northwood
Gotcha, okay.
went with the Northwood future ambulance that's gonna be there, so
Okay.
at least we got over, that got figured out. Which way they want to do that. Now they're gonna go discuss it with the townships.
Okay. Good.
So that's about all I got for an update on that.
Okay.
Anything, AJ?
Nope. Nothing right now. Gotcha.
And you're still working on the budget? I don't think Chris is on, is he? Department head discussions.
Like I said, I'll be gone starting on Wednesday, the rest of the week for bereavement, but Jesse and John will be taking care of things. Did make an offer, a conditional offer on a jailer dispatcher, which you'll probably see the paperwork next Monday. Katrina Nevy, she lives right here in town. Kind of excited about her. She wants to go into law enforcement eventually, and seems good. Squad cars, we got one of the new ones back, all done, ready to go on the road. The only bad thing is that deputy, he's off on medical for about a month. He's had some surgery, so it might be sitting back here for a little bit. There's another one back here will be stripped. That's got to go to Forest City Ford. And then the other new one back there, I'm just waiting on parts for them to come in because that was that last one that we had to take for release. So it's kind of my update, nothing new on OSHA. So.
Okay. Anything from IT or anybody?
No, I think we're progressing. We got the doors in. We're waiting on some parts for some doors still. So those are the only ones left. And then they're doing research on the cell doors before they break into that, because there's a mix of very old technology, trying to integrate that into new technology and how that works. So that's going to be a very sensitive one, but I think we've got the right guy working on it. That Joe is very detailed and meticulous with this stuff. So I like what he's doing on those things.
Okay. I don't see anybody else out there.
Did
So-
your guys's Bob work then?
Today did, or mine did, Enos and I came.
Yeah, I think when we first set up, you guys weren't in proper groups and we didn't have all the doors assigned to the right groups yet, but I think we've got that all straightened out. So
Yep, I just followed you.
Yeah,
And I think Rick and Sam have probably the best knowledge on them. Marilyn will catch up when she gets back in the same thing. So
Okay.
So, yeah, Rick seems to be catching it pretty well. So.
Supervisor weekly reports. I had Partners for Children, and basically we went through all the contracts. to Find out what we wanted to renew for 24, and we did renew all of them, so they're getting, at least the money's getting used more and more after the pandemic, it's starting to come back. So, and then we had that meeting at the EOC. It was an exercise in economic recovery after a disaster. I thought that was a really good meeting that we sat in on last week, so.
Gotta put some perspective on the thing, don't it?
Yep. Kind of brought attention to one of the things that I'd never thought of, and that was mental health afterwards, after disaster. So. AJ.
I had a phone conference with John Danos and just a little discussion, trying to get papers processed in order for pipeline Ready Fuels. And then talk with Ready Fuels, sounds like USDA's got them doing one more test run, so that might be another 120 days. So they're looking at probably spring of 24 before any groundbreaking, so. But yeah, so that's still kind of moving forward, just a little slower pace. Obviously, when you work with government, that's how it goes. And then had the Shell Rock Watershed meeting and open house. Had decent turnout, I'd say maybe 25, 30 people. Mostly farmers in the area, just kind of wondering what was going on. Trying to gather information on what problems there are out there with the river or any tributaries, you know, if there's erosion, that kind of stuff, and trying to figure out where the flooded areas are the worst, and you know, so if there is money for any projects in the future, we can get that, but it's all part of just developing our comprehensive plan so that we have a plan of attack going into the future when monies would become available. So, and we did have a little discussion about directors and maybe seeing a regionalized type with multiple watersheds. So I think those conversations will probably be out there in the future. Once we get our plan done and get established that way, then I think we could start having that conversation.
I did, not to change, we got a letter from our Upper Cedar. They put a letter together to send off to legislators and support us some kind of state funding to help, do some of the stuff, hiring coordinators or
Sure.
projects and stuff. So kind of be in conjunction with you guys. I think we got to figure out how to work together the whole northeast part of the state.
Because what'll eventually happen from this one, we'll end up with Winnebago River as well, because that comes into the Shell Rock. Shell Rock continues on until it hits the Cedar down at Waverly or wherever.
Winnebago, Shell Rock, Cedar, there's a couple more over there in the eastern part of the state that are they all end up in the same.
Coming, Cedar Rapids basically.
Eventually.
Common outlet, huh?
Common outlet.
Common outlet, yeah, so I can see that happening in the future, but we just have just a little bit of that discussion too, so.
Okay.
But it was good meeting, good open house, and we're moving forward yet, so.
Okay.
So I had the, tabletop exercise as well, which was pretty good and eye opener for if a disaster does happen, should say if and when.
Yeah, I had the tabletop exercise too, and then we had the safety committee meeting. Some of the things we talked about was the structure of the committee, which we want to make sure it's welcome. Every department can surely represent themselves if they're interested in coming, or, represented by the buildings or whatever you want to do. But I think other than just the sheriffs and the secondary roads and conservation has been the main driving force behind that, but it doesn't hurt that everybody's involved in there, because safety, but going forward would be including if we were doing something, fixing this building or new buildings or things like that. So input from all the departments would be good. I think some departments already have like monthly safety type of audits where they sit down with all their employees and have a little chat. I think that's a good idea. If you're not, I think every department does things a little bit different, but I think you have regular meetings, Sheriff, on different things. Every department needs to kind of work on that themselves. So, and ICAP grants, is any of that available right now? Is there any money?
$1,000 is.
It's sitting there
back
looking.
out there.
I didn't know if it was, they're using on something. Some of the offices are interested, say, first aid kits, fire extinguisher in the office. We kind of talked about that. It's like, if your office is on fire, you better not try real hard to get out of there, but it wouldn't hurt to maybe.
We
And I
have
think
fire extinguishers and.
in the
we have first aid
hallways,
kit.
in the
What's-
hallways.
Why do you
It's
need them in
just-
the office then?
Just an idea. So,
That's weird.
the one in the office would need to be, if it was an electric fire, like for computers, is a different type of fire extinguisher than I think that's probably in the hallways. I don't know what's in the hallways. I've never really looked, so, but just some of the ideas that came up, so, yeah. And, nothing was acted on, that's just ideas that come up, and if we have a safe, we got that ICANT grant, we're not using it, it needs to be used for specific things for safety, and I know we've used it in the past, I think we used it on the lights over there. I would assume we used something for the lights over there in the public health building when the sheriff moved over there, I'm not sure when they put the emergency exit lighting and stuff, I don't know if that came out of that. If it didn't, it sure could have, that's safety. So,
It's just nice to get something that's got a full $1,000, so I can just shoot it in one.
yeah. That would be nice.
Cause we're gonna spend the other money regardless, so it was cleaner just to do it
Yeah.
on one thing.
Right, as long as we're spending it, that's
I
important thing.
make sure we do every year.
All right,
I get the free money.
anyway, that's all I had.
Okay.
EMA gets it and 911,
Okay,
because they all have their own policies.
yep.
Gotcha. Next week's agenda items. Anybody see? Oh. Yeah, we need to put DD 48 on there.
Yeah, I think I got that on for next time.
Gotcha. I noticed that one was missing. Anything else?
Not that I'm aware of.
One thing would be is, we are having another meeting on DD 6. Information, or,
Yep, that's.
Yes, that's on
I
there.
mean, we need to let the bidders know at some point too, so they can make plans for their project spring and summer, if we're gonna be doing that. So
Yeah,
sooner
DD
the better
6,
would be.
DD 6 is on here for April 3rd.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
gotcha. All right, If there's nothing else, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We're adjourned.